Hello, and welcome to my procrastinaire. My first question I'm going to start out with is what is your favorite occupation? My favorite occupation by far has been working with children. Um, since I can remember, I've always worked with the youth. Even in my church home, I was a youth leader. And of course, here at the work, I've worked with students for about 16 years. I work with the pre-K ages, anywhere from I started at 1 up to age 5. My most favorite age group to work with has been 3, 4s, and 5s because their little personalities are peaking and their little brains are absorbing so much knowledge, and it just really makes you proud when you can pour knowledge into them. My most obvious characteristic is I'm a loyal friend and I have a big heart. I love um, having girlfriends to sit down and talk to chat with, and I love helping people because previous to me working in the preschool setting, I was a hospice nurse. So I've worked with a lot of people. I've worked with dying, I worked with living, I worked with children, and I've always been the one to try to help them out when help is needed. The thing that I most value from my friends is to return the favor. I think any kind of relationship has to be equally matched, and that goes with friends. I mean, sometimes you can have some might be the salt and you might be the vinegar or the sugar, but however you say it. But I think you should ultimately come together and match each other. I know my co-teacher that I work with was also like my sister, daughter, whatever above. I I match her and she matched me. We kind of help lift each other up. Um, like she said, we're kind of like a married couple, but not married because we're both girls. If that makes sense. My favorite motto is treat others the way you would like to be treated. Um, that's a big one for me because I feel like everybody should have a little humility. They should humble themselves. And you should, like I say, care about people. You don't want nobody coming and ranting and raving at you or pulling you down. You should be able to help lift each other up. And I think that's a very good characteristic and quality to have with each other. The greatest influence has been, like I said, my my Gabby Gab. I hope she don't mind. I'm using her name on my Proust questionnaire. But she has inspired me so much to get back on this educational journey. She's inspired me most of all in my relationship with God. She has been such an example of humility and loyalty and getting me back on track because I was a lost soul. My dad used to be a pastor, and I was into church very heavily. And then after he died, I kind of like slipped back into my old ways. But like they say, in my religion, God has a way of putting the things you need back in place. And she's definitely been one of those things that have helped to guide me on the right path. The place I like to live most is in Tallahassee. And why would I like to live in Tallahassee? Because that's where I'm the happiest. And why am I the happiest in Tallahassee? It's because my little niece is there. Her name is Lauren. She's the apple of my eye. I love her, love her, love her, love her. She's 3. She was born 3 days before my birthday, and I didn't get to visit. I didn't get to see her birth, but I was there 2 weeks later. And she is such a character, and her little monkey finger is always touching me. That's what I call her. She laughs and we sing together. and we play together and we watch movies together. And that is my girl. I love her. My favorite journey again is going to Tallahassee. My greatest achievement, I put on there learning more about God, which that is one of my greatest achievements to constantly do continue to do that. But another thing I want to add to that is beating cancer with God as the head and all of my support team around me. I am, and I can sit here and say that I'm a 3 year, 4 year cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the most, the one, it was a very aggressive one. That's the word I want to say. It was very aggressive. And without my family, without God first, and then my family, I don't know if I would have made it through that journey because it was a tough one. Because that was one of my questions. What is your favorite my journey? I had to endure chemo, radiation, and surgery. Thank God I made it through. And my last question is, what is the greatest love of my life? Well, I have to say, the greatest love of my life is falling in love with Jesus. That has been the greatest love in my life. And that so ends my Proust questionnaire. Thank you. See you later. That was good. Mhm. I hope I got all the questions.